Somewhere between ancient gardens and modern grocery stores, we lost something precious, something our ancestors protected for thousands of years, a quiet, invisible world living inside you that holds the key to your energy, your immunity, and your peace of mind. Today, we bring it back. Friends, welcome back. I'm Elias, and today I want to share something most people have forgotten. We live in a time where shelves are full, but our bodies are starving. Not starving for calories, not starving for protein, starving for something far more ancient, far more essential, the living food that feeds the invisible world inside you. Friends, inside your gut right now, there are trillions of tiny living organisms. Scientists call them your microbiome. Our ancestors simply called them the life within. And here is what most people do not know. These organisms do not just help you digest food. Traditional wisdom and modern research both agree. They influence your energy, your mood, your immunity, and even how clearly you think. But they need to be fed, and the food they need is called prebiotic fiber, not a supplement, not a powder, not something invented in a laboratory. These are real, whole, ancient foods. Foods your great-grandmother would have recognized immediately. Foods that have been growing in gardens and forests for thousands of years. And most people today eat almost none of them. I've spent over 30 years with my hands in the soil and decades studying ancient texts and traditional herbal wisdom. What I share comes from both experience and careful observation. Today I want to walk you through 15 of these powerful prebiotic foods. Some will surprise you, some you may already have in your kitchen, and not even realize their true value. But all 15 have been trusted by traditional cultures long before modern science gave them a name. If you value this kind of grounded natural wisdom, take a moment to subscribe and tell me in the comments what natural remedy or food has helped you the most. Now, let's begin. I have 15 things to share with you today, and we'll start with one that surprises most people. Number 1, onions. Friends, let us begin with something sitting in almost every kitchen on earth, the humble onion. You may look at it and think it is just a vegetable, just something you cook with. But traditional healers from Egypt, Greece, and ancient India, they knew something different. They knew this small, layered root was one of the most powerful foods a person could eat, and modern research is finally catching up. Onions are rich in a special fiber called inulin. Inulin passes through your stomach and small intestine completely undigested, and when it reaches your large intestine, your beneficial gut bacteria feast on it. From everything I've learned over the years, feeding your gut bacteria is not so different from feeding a garden. You have to give the good plants what they need, or the weeds take over. Onions do exactly that. They feed the good plants. Traditional wisdom teaches us to eat onions raw when possible, slice them thin over salads, or chop them fresh into your meals just before serving. Cooking reduces some of their prebiotic power, though they remain deeply nourishing either way. Your body has been waiting for this simple food. Give it what it needs. Number 2, leeks. Seekers of natural health. I want to introduce you to one of the most overlooked vegetables in the modern garden, the leek. Most people walk right past it at the market. They do not know what to do with it. But I remember when my grandfather first showed me how to grow leeks along the edge of his garden beds. He said, "Elias, this plant asks for very little and gives back everything." He was right. Leeks belong to the same ancient family as onions. They carry similar prebiotic fibers, especially inulin and fructooligosaccharides. These fibers move deep into your gut and become food for your most beneficial bacteria. Traditional European cultures used leeks in broths, soups, and slow-cooked meals throughout the cold months. They understood instinctively that warming foods with deep fiber kept the body strong from the inside. Modern research suggests that regularly consuming leeks may help support a more diverse and balanced gut microbiome, and a diverse microbiome is a resilient one. Try adding leeks to your soups and stews this week. Use both the white and the light green parts. Wash them well and let them work quietly inside you. Number 3, asparagus. Friends, asparagus is one of the oldest cultivated vegetables on earth. The ancient Egyptians grew it. The Romans prized it so deeply they built special ships just to transport it quickly across the Mediterranean. And traditional Chinese medicine used it for centuries as a food that supported what they called the kidney and digestive life force. They were not wrong. Asparagus contains meaningful amounts of inulin fiber, the same gut-feeding compound we find in onions and leeks. But asparagus also carries something special, a combination of antioxidants and natural plant compounds that traditional cultures recognized as deeply cleansing. From everything I've learned over the years, the foods that have survived thousands of years of human use survived because they worked. Asparagus is best eaten lightly steamed or roasted. Try not to overcook it. The more gently you prepare it, the more it can offer your gut. Grow it if you can. Asparagus takes patience. It may not produce its first full harvest for 2 or 3 years, but once established, it returns every spring for decades, much like good health itself. Number 4, dandelion greens. Now here is one that will surprise most of you. The dandelion. Most people spray it with chemicals, pull it from their lawns, treat it like an enemy. But friends, our ancestors treated it like medicine. Dandelion greens have been used in traditional European, Native American, and Asian herbal practice for hundreds of years. They were eaten as spring tonics, brewed into teas, added to salads and soups, and now modern research suggests we may understand why. Dandelion greens are among the richest plant sources of prebiotic inulin fiber available to us. They feed beneficial bacteria in the gut while also supporting what traditional healers called the liver's cleansing work. Many growers I've spoken to say that after adding fresh dandelion greens to their diet, they notice changes in their digestion within just a few weeks. If you have a clean lawn or garden free from chemicals, you may already be growing this medicine without knowing it. Pick the young leaves in early spring, add them raw to salads, or lightly sauté them with a little olive oil and lemon. They are slightly bitter, and that bitterness itself is a signal to your digestive system to wake up and work. Do not overlook the ordinary. Often, it carries the greatest gifts. Number 5, chicory root. Fellow growers. If there is one plant that deserves the title grandfather of prebiotic foods, it is chicory root. This ancient plant has been used since the time of the pharaohs. Ancient Egyptians consumed it regularly, Roman writers documented it, and traditional European herbalists recommended it for centuries as a food that supported digestion and liver health. Chicory root contains the highest concentration of inulin fiber of almost any plant on Earth. In fact, much of the inulin used in modern prebiotic supplements is actually derived from chicory root. Traditional wisdom teaches us that the most powerful remedies are often the oldest ones, and chicory root has been quietly feeding human gut bacteria for thousands of years. You can find roasted chicory root as a caffeine-free coffee alternative. Many traditional cultures in Europe and the Middle East used it this way. Brew it like coffee, and let it support your gut with every warming sip. Your gut bacteria have been waiting for this ancient root. It is time to reintroduce them. If this is helping you, consider subscribing so you don't miss what's coming next. Number 6, green bananas. Friends, I want to talk about something you may pass every week at the market without a second thought. The green banana, not the ripe yellow one, not the sweet spotted one, the firm, slightly green banana that most people leave on the shelf, waiting for it to ripen. That green banana is a prebiotic treasure. Green bananas are rich in resistant starch. Resistant starch behaves much like prebiotic fiber inside your body. It resists digestion in the stomach and small intestine and travels down to the large intestine where your gut bacteria use it as fuel. Traditional cultures across tropical regions of Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean have eaten green bananas as a staple food for centuries. They were boiled, mashed, and served as a grounding, nourishing base for meals. From everything I've learned over the years, the ripening process actually converts much of that resistant starch into simple sugar. So the greener the banana, the more prebiotic benefit it carries. Try boiling green bananas lightly and serving them as you would a potato, or slice them thin and add them to stews. Your gut bacteria will thank you for it. Number 7, Jerusalem artichoke. Now, fellow growers, this next one is a plant I grow right here in my own garden, and I want every one of you to consider doing the same. The Jerusalem artichoke. Despite its name, it has nothing to do with Jerusalem and nothing to do with the artichoke most people know. It is actually a sunflower relative, native to North America. Indigenous peoples across North America cultivated and consumed it long before European settlers arrived, and it may be the single richest source of inulin prebiotic fiber of any food you can grow yourself. I remember the first time I harvested Jerusalem artichokes from my garden. The roots came up in abundance, more than I expected, and from that season forward, I never let a year pass without growing them. Modern research suggests that Jerusalem artichokes may help support the growth of beneficial bacteria like bifidobacteria in the gut. Traditional wisdom simply said, this root feeds you from the inside out. Roast them, boil them, or slice them thin into salads. Start with small amounts as your gut adjusts, and then increase gradually over time. Number 8. Flax seeds. Friends, flax seeds are one of the oldest cultivated crops in human history. Ancient Egyptians grew flax for both fiber and food. Hippocrates himself wrote about flax for digestive comfort, and traditional Ayurvedic practice used flax seeds as a gut-soothing and cleansing food for thousands of years. Flax seeds contain a special type of prebiotic fiber called mucilage. When flax seeds come into contact with water, they form a gentle gel. That gel coats and soothes the lining of your digestive tract, while also feeding beneficial bacteria deeper in the colon. Many people have found support by simply adding 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds to their morning routine. Stir it into warm water, mix it into oatmeal, or blend it into a simple smoothie. Always use ground flax seeds rather than whole. Whole seeds often pass through undigested. Grind them fresh if possible, and store them in a cool, dark place to preserve their natural oils. Traditional wisdom teaches us that small, consistent habits build lasting health. 1 tablespoon of flaxseed each morning is exactly that kind of habit. Number 9. Apple with skin. Seekers of natural health. There is a reason one of the oldest proverbs in the English language speaks of an apple a day. Our ancestors understood something about this fruit that we are only now beginning to measure with science. The apple, eaten with its skin, contains a powerful prebiotic fiber called pectin. Pectin feeds beneficial bacteria in the colon, particularly bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids. And those short-chain fatty acids, traditional healers might have called the inner fire of the gut. They nourish the cells lining your intestine and support a calm, balanced digestive environment. From everything I've learned over the years, the skin of the apple holds much of its greatest value. Do not peel it away. Choose organic apples when you can. Wash them well. Eat them slowly. Let the fiber do its quiet, ancient work inside you. A simple apple, a profound gift from nature. Number 10. Whole soaked oats. Friends, let us talk about one of the most ancient grain foods still eaten widely today. Oats. But not the instant oats in a paper packet. Not the quick cooking variety stripped of its bran. I am talking about whole rolled oats. Soaked overnight in water the way traditional cultures always prepared their grains. Oats contain a remarkable prebiotic fiber called beta-glucan. Modern research suggests that beta-glucan may support the growth of beneficial gut bacteria while also helping the body maintain healthy cholesterol and blood sugar balance. Traditional wisdom teaches us that soaking grains before cooking was never an accident. It was knowledge. Soaking breaks down certain compounds that can irritate the gut and makes the prebiotic fibers more available to your body. Soak your oats the night before in clean water. Rinse them in the morning. Then, cook them gently over low heat. Add a little raw honey, some cinnamon, and perhaps a spoonful of ground flaxseed. That simple bowl carries more ancient nourishment than most people eat in an entire week. Number 11. Barley. Fellow growers, barley is one of the first grains ever cultivated by human hands. Ancient Mesopotamian civilizations grew barley as their primary grain crop. Egyptian laborers who built the Great Pyramids were fed barley bread and barley beer as their daily sustenance. And traditional Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cultures used barley in soups, porridges, and flatbreads for thousands of years. Barley is exceptionally rich in beta-glucan fiber, even richer than oats in many preparations. That fiber feeds your gut bacteria deeply and consistently. From everything I've learned over the years, when a food has fed humanity across thousands of years and dozens of civilizations, it deserves our attention and our respect. Add hulled barley to your soups and stews, cook it slowly like a porridge in the morning, or use barley flour in simple traditional flatbreads. Bring this ancient grain back to your table. Your gut bacteria remember it, even if you have forgotten. Number 12. Seaweed. Friends, I want to take you to the coastlines of the ancient world for a moment. From Japan to Ireland, from Korea to the islands of the Pacific. Coastal cultures have gathered and eaten seaweed for thousands of years. It was not a trend. It was not a superfood marketing campaign. It was simply food, ancestral food from the sea. And seaweed carries a very unique type of prebiotic fiber, one that land plants simply cannot provide. Seaweed contains polysaccharides like fucoidan and alginate. Modern research suggests these compounds may support the growth of specific beneficial gut bacteria that thrive on marine fibers, bacteria that many land-based diets never feed at all. Traditional Japanese wisdom placed seaweed at the center of daily meals. Korean grandmother kitchens always kept dried seaweed on the shelf, and Irish coastal communities relied on seaweeds like dulse and kelp through long winters. You can find dried seaweed at most natural food stores today. Add it to soups, crumble it over rice or salads, or make a simple seaweed broth as a mineral-rich, gut-feeding daily tonic. The ocean has always provided. We simply need to remember how to receive. Number 13. Mushrooms. Seekers of natural health. Mushrooms deserve far more respect than most modern kitchens give them. Traditional Chinese medicine has revered mushrooms for over 2,000 years. Japanese healers use them as daily food and medicine. Indigenous cultures across every continent gathered wild mushrooms as a fundamental part of their diet, and they understood what we are only now confirming through modern research. Mushrooms contain a unique prebiotic fiber called beta-glucan, similar in name to what we find in oats and barley, but structurally different. They also carry special polysaccharides that appear to selectively feed beneficial immune-supporting bacteria in the gut. Many people have found support by simply adding more mushrooms to their daily cooking. Shiitake, oyster, cremini, and portobello mushrooms are all widely available and deeply nourishing. From everything I've learned over the years, mushrooms exist at the crossroads of the plant and animal kingdoms. They have always carried a quiet, powerful medicine that defies simple explanation. Sauté them gently in a little olive oil. Add them to soups, stews, and grain dishes. Eat them often. Your gut bacteria will grow stronger for it. Number 14. Raw cocoa. Now friends, this one brings a smile to most people's faces. Cocoa, not the sugary chocolate bar wrapped in foil, not the sweetened powder in a tin. I am talking about raw, unsweetened cocoa, the ancient food of the Mesoamerican civilizations, the Aztec and Maya peoples who called it the food of the gods. And they were not simply being poetic. Raw cocoa is rich in polyphenols, powerful plant compounds that act as prebiotics inside the gut. Modern research suggests that cocoa polyphenols may support the growth of beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, while reducing less beneficial organisms. Traditional wisdom teaches us that the ancient cacao drink was bitter, grounding, and deeply medicinal. It was not sweetened, it was not rushed, it was prepared with intention and consumed with reverence. Add a teaspoon of raw unsweetened cocoa powder to your morning warm water or herbal tea, or stir it into your oatmeal. Let it work its ancient quiet magic on the world inside you. Your gut bacteria have ancient tastes. Feed them something. Number 15. Jicama. Friends, we close today with a root vegetable that most people in the Western world have never tasted. But in ancient Mexican and Central American cultures, jicama was as common and as beloved as the potato is today. The Aztec civilization cultivated jicama and used it both as food and as a cooling, hydrating plant remedy. It spread through trade routes across Southeast Asia, where it also became a beloved traditional food in Filipino, Vietnamese, and Indonesian kitchens. Jicama is exceptionally rich in inulin prebiotic fiber. It is also naturally sweet, crunchy, and hydrating, a rare combination that makes it one of the most enjoyable prebiotic foods you can add to your diet. From everything I've learned over the years, the most sustainable health habits are the ones that also bring pleasure. Jicama is exactly that. Peel it and slice it raw into salads. Cut it into sticks and eat it with a little lime juice and a pinch of chili, or add it to slaws and fresh grain bowls. You can find jicama at many Latin grocery stores and increasingly at natural food markets. Seek it out. Grow it if your climate allows. Ancient roots deserve a place at your modern table. Friends, let us take a quiet moment to walk back through everything we have shared today. Number 1, onions. Number 2, leeks. Number 3, asparagus. Number 4, dandelion greens. Number 5, chicory root. Number 6, green bananas. Number 7, Jerusalem artichoke. Number 8, flax seeds. Number 9, apple with skin. Number 10, whole soaked oats. Number 11, barley. Number 12, seaweed. Number 13, mushrooms. Number 14, raw cocoa. And number 15, jicama. 15 ancient, whole, real foods, each one carrying a gift for the invisible world living inside you. Before you go, here is one simple truth most people overlook. You do not need to eat all 15 tomorrow. You do not need to overhaul everything at once. Simply begin. Add one new prebiotic food this week, then another the week after. Small, consistent steps is how ancestral health was always built. Your gut bacteria do not need perfection. They need patience, and they need to be fed. Your body responds to what you give it. Choose wisely, and it will serve you well. Now, friends, I would love to hear from you. Which of these 15 prebiotic foods surprised you the most? Have you already been eating any of them without knowing their true value? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one, and your stories matter deeply to this community. If this spoke to you today, please share it with someone who needs it. A family member, a friend, someone you care about whose health matters to you. This kind of grounded natural wisdom is meant to be passed forward, just as our ancestors passed it to us. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do so now. Every week I share deeply researched traditional wisdom about food, plants, and natural healing. Wisdom that is being forgotten, and that deserves to be remembered. In the next video, I will share something that has been sitting quietly in traditional herbal wisdom for centuries, a practice so simple most people dismiss it immediately, but so powerful that ancient healers considered it essential to long life and clear thinking. You will not want to miss it. Your body is a temple, and nature provides what it needs. Step outside, touch the soil, and begin. I'm Elias. Until next time, stay rooted in truth. God bless.